Should you draft Baker Mayfield in fantasy football this year? Well, let's talk about it. Mommy, I want Joe Burrow. Sweetie, we have Joe Burrow at home. And it's just Baker fucking Mayfield. Anyway, Baker Mayfield's a really good pick in my opinion. He's just Joe Burrow, but a little bit cheaper. Mayfield finished last year as the quarterback 5, and he's currently going as quarterback 7, bit of a discount, and the 62nd overall player. There's a lot to like about Mayfield. For starters, he's pretty cheap. He is a, end of the 5th, start of the 6th round pick, which is pretty good. He's going after Patrick Mahomes, which is diabolical. Mayfield's in a really great situation. He's got a lot of weapons, even more after this year. They added he's got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Jalen McMillan looked really good down the stretch last year, and they added Emeka Egbuka with their first pick, who was a great receiver and was touted as the most pro-ready receiver day one in this class. So a lot of weapons there for Baker Mayfield. Great offense. Some people are concerned that the offense may take a step back with the loss of Liam Cohen. I'm not really too worried about it. I think that people are still just underestimating Baker Mayfield. I think that, as long as there is someone with 2 brain cells to rub together and it's not like someone like Matt Canada running the offense, I think they'll be fine. Talking about Mayfield himself, listen, Mayfield was elite last year. He had 41 touchdowns, 41 passing touchdowns, and he never had over 30 before. So I do think that, a lot like what I said with Joe Burrow, who also had a career high in touchdown, there is room for touchdown regression. And I do think that Mayfield might see more touchdown regression than Joe Burrow, since Burrow was more consistently closer to 40 touchdowns than Mayfield was. But I do think that it is perfectly reasonable for Mayfield to throw anywhere between 32 and 38 touchdowns and, 40, well over 4,000 yards again, just with the weapons he has. It's important to note that Mayfield had a downstretch from week 9 to 13, and that was because Chris Godwin and Mike Evans both got hurt. I think that if one of those guys, at least one of those guys is healthy, along with Jalen McMillan, along with Emeka Egbuka, Mayfield's numbers could actually be better than last year and be more consistent. Listen, as long as Mayfield throws 35 touchdowns, which would be 6 touchdowns less than last year, and 4,200 yards, which would be 300 yards less than last year, that just makes him 2022 Joe Burrow, who was 4th in points per game. Listen, Mayfield doesn't have to be as good as he was last year to still return a huge amount of value and still be a 20-plus points per game player. I think he's cheaper than Joe Burrow because he has more risk than Burrow. There is a risk that he, kind of bottoms out a little bit. But I don't think that you're going to get anything worse than the QB 10, and he's going as the QB 7. So that's not that far to fall. I think Mayfield's a good pick if you want an early quarterback. I'm giving him an A-.